Good afternoon and welcome to this HMRC NHS Improvement webinar on IR35. My name's Cathy Corrie and I'm the Senior Policy Lead for the agency team at NHS Improvement, and I'm delighted to be joined by Mark Frampton of the Employment Status and Intermediaries team at HMRC.
Public authority has to exercise reasonable care in the way that it imparts information. So it can't just sort of say off the top of its head, everybody that we hire will be in. But reasonable care is something that can be exercised by saying, well, I know that what the standard contractual terms are for all my people, and they would meet the criteria. So you don't have to look at every single case individually and gather the facts for that case if you know that that case is like other cases. I think that's really important. People have been talking about blankets, and I'm going to talk about that a bit more. Blanket rulings. It is okay to say, well, I know that a particular nursing grade here is hired in a particular way, and we wouldn't allow a substitute, and we do need that person to be controlled. So, and I've hired one before, and I know that they come out as employed. So all of the people that I hire like that will be the same, because the contractual terms that I'm advertising are the same. And I know some people have got their agents to try to push back on trust on that, but whilst it is true that you have to judge the case and give a ruling on each case, you don't have to do a very in-depth exercise. You just need to know that it's like the other ones that you've looked at. Check employment status for tax service is something that we offer, an IR35 helpline and an online tool. A lot of you will have looked at that. We've had a lot of uses of that, and we've provided that to support people in that decision. It won't decide every single case, but frankly, in the NHS, it is useful, and I think I'm going to say some messages today about what we think about doctors and nurses and their hiring, and that most doctors and nurses would be inside these rules as an employee, even though they're hired through their own company, that will help. So we've looked at the standard terms and conditions used, and we would conclude they're in. And I'm going to take you through that in a little bit more detail in a minute. There are some people touting schemes at the moment, and it's a big myth. HMRC's got it all wrong. There's no mutuality of obligation for locum staff. We're all off the hook magically, and they've missed that for everybody. It's the same for everybody who works in my agency or my umbrella company. Don't worry your head. I'm not going to deduct tax from you. There's no consequences, and everybody's forgotten about that. Let's talk about what mutuality of obligation means in this context. And that's about, there has to be that in all employment contracts. You and I, everybody, has to be a mutuality of obligation. But what we're talking about here is that you are saying, and you've contracted for future work, so you're going to work a shift, and you're going to get paid for it. And you will work that, and you're obliged to work that shift, that next shift, and you're going to get paid. That is the basis of contract, an agreement to work for getting money. So that's really all that boils down to, and that will be present, and that's why it's not on our tool. Because if you're using our tool, you're already looking at a contract in which people are getting paid. Okay, umbrella companies, very worried about umbrella companies. Lots of really good umbrella companies, lots of agencies using, lots of big agencies using, lots of responsible umbrella companies who will deduct tax and NICs. There are some very odd umbrella companies out there now drumming up trade saying you're off the hook because of mutuality of obligation. That's wrong. People are going to get charged tax on the basis of this. In some cases, that could be the individual. Some cases, it will be the umbrella company when we catch up with them, and we've got a lot of them under inquiry.